Greetings, gamers! You know what aspect of religious observance we don't see enough of in TTRPGs? Music. Gospel choirs, those airport Hare Krishnas, I think Viking metal technically counts for neo-paganism. Music is an integral part of many religions, and yet no adventurers seem to incorporate it. Paizo at least seems to hint at the idea, since they suggest gods as potential muses for bards, and I'm running with that idea today. Quick disclaimer before we get into things, I haven't actually read the remaster rules for myself yet. The archives haven't updated as of writing, and an incident that may or may not involve mistaking a 1 for a 7 on a lotto ticket and celebrating prematurely has made it so that even a $20 PDF is currently outside my price range. I'm fairly certain everything I discussed today is still the same post-remaster, but just in case they changed the name and you have to go looking for it, I apologize for making you read. I've been to the subreddit. I know that's difficult for some of you. So thematically, we're doing a bard-cleric hybrid who's all about singing the praises of their god. Mechanically, I figured this would be a great time to show off one of my favorite ways to play a full spellcaster, making them a fuller spellcaster. See, the spellcasting archetypes have a suite of feats that give you a ton of extra spell slots. 5 feats for almost as much spell power as an entire extra character, and you have 10 class feats. I hope the math is mathing for you. This works even better after the remaster because now you only have to track 1 proficiency for spell attack rolls and DCs. You could be a wizard, take cleric dedication at level 20, and be just as legendary with that guidance cantrip as any of your arcane spells. So how do we make it? Let's start with the attributes. Wisdom and Charisma will be our spellcasting stats, so those get first priority. Unfortunately, you can't max out 2 stats at level 1, so Wisdom will be slightly higher due to it being our key stat. Dexterity should be our 3rd highest to increase our AC and reflex saves, followed by Constitution to boost our HP and Fortitude. Strength and Intelligence will be our dump stats, just as they are for any character whose class doesn't specifically use it. Basic though it may be, Human is kind of vital to the build. The way spellcasting archetype feats are spaced out, as well as the rule about needing 3 feats in a single archetype before switching to another, means that you can't technically take 2 full sets of spellcasting archetype feats. However, humans have a feat at level 9 that lets them pick up an extra multi-class dedication that also supersedes the 3 feat rule. Throw in one of those special heritages if you wouldn't be caught dead playing a vanilla human. It may also come in handy when explaining to your GM why having 3 sets of spells totally isn't power gaming and makes sense in character. If you're interested in maxing out your full spell potential, Adapted Cantrip and Adaptive Adept will add just a smidge more variety to your repertoire. As you may have already guessed from our attribute choices, we're starting off as a cleric. Bard would have worked just as well, but I figured extra spell slots fit better mechanically. Obviously, we're picking the Cloistered Cleric Doctrine, which comes with Domain Initiate. Tragically, however, there's no music domain. Really? They've got a domain for being a fat ass, but not one for a central aspect of human culture? Whatever, just pick one of the ones your deity gives you and move on. At level 2, we can take our Bard dedication and break out the hymnal. Your god will obviously be your muse, but the exact flavor of muse it provides is dealer's choice, since you don't have any abilities from it and we won't be taking any feats that are affected by it. Level 4, get those basic spellcasting benefits. Level 6 doesn't have any feats that give you more spell slots, so it's free for anything you want. Personal recommendation, pick up Counter Performance, if only for the extra focus point in case you really like that domain spell you already got. Occult Breath at level 8 will basically double the number of bard spells you get, but it's also the last spellcasting feat we can take until level 12, making level 10 the perfect time to work on our Sorcerer archetype. Why Sorcerer? Because it's the easiest to slip into a build. No character justification, no anathema to work around, just guess one of my ancestors fucked a magical creature. Seeing as we currently have access to both divine and occult spells, it makes sense to choose a bloodline that gives us arcane or primal spells for greater variety. After that, the build basically writes itself. Alternate between Bard and Sorcerer spellcasting feats until you have more spell slots than hit points. So now that we have all these spell slots, what exactly are we going to do with them? Everything. Variety is a spellcaster's greatest strength. The entire point of prepared spellcasters like the cleric is to be able to adapt to any situation. Get some damage, get some utility, get anything you could conceivably need for your campaign and party comp. You have more than enough spell slots to diversify. That being said, we do have a character theme to consider, so if you would like to specialize, I'd suggest prioritizing anything related to sound. If it has the auditory trait or does sonic damage, go ahead and pick it up. Do the same thing when picking magic items. A Horn of Blasting gives you a decent third action damage option, or you could grab a resonant guitar to protect as well as attack. Consider filling out the rest of your arsenal with stuff that gives you extra focus points or spell slots, because you can never cast too many spells. And that's all I got. I know this isn't the most optimal way to build this kind of character, and you're more than welcome to tell me as much in the comments. A tap on those like and subscribe buttons would be nice too if you're feeling generous. Maybe if I get enough engagement, YouTube will throw some ad money my way and I could start paying back some of these debts. See you next time. How do you mistake a 1 for a 7, you fucking idiot?